Hello, and welcome to the Unit 2 review. Let's get started. For questions 1 through 5, we're going to use the following information, with the following table. So Matt plans to write a sports article for the school newspaper, but he isn't sure which sport to write about. To help in making the decisions, he surveys a random group of students about which sport they like best and whether they prefer to watch it in person or on TV. Here's the table that shows the result. First thing we got to do is complete a two-way frequency table. Now, what we're going to do here is just do some tally marks. Now, I'm not going to go through and make those tally marks one thing at a time, but I'll give you a little example, and then I'll fill in the table. So for the first few, we have in-person football. So in-person football, I go to where in-person and football meet, and I make a tally. Next, I have TV football. So I go where TV and football meet, make a tally mark. And then TV basketball, TV basketball. Here's my end result. I had 2 tallies for in-person football, 5 for baseball. Don't forget that's how we do 5. 3 in basketball, 4 for TV football, 0 for baseball, and 4 for basketball. Okay. Now we're going to create a marginal frequency distribution. So what we do here is instead of tally marks, I'm going to convert my tallies into numbers. So we have in-person football 2, 5 baseball, 3 basketball. For the total at the end of that row, I add 2 plus 5 plus 3. That's 10. TV, I have 4 football, 0 baseball, 4 basketball. I add 4, 0, and 4. That gives us 8. Now we're going to complete the totals in the bottom row. To do that, I add the columns. 2 plus 4 is 6. 5 plus 0 is 5. 3 plus 4 is 7. Now let's add 6 plus 5 plus 7. That gives us 18. And just to double check my column, 10 plus 8, that's also 18. 18 goes in the corner. Number 3 asks us, how many students did Matt survey? Well, if we take a look at the total amount of students, we have 18. So 18 is our total. What is the most preferred sport to watch in person? So we take a look at our in-person row, and it looks like baseball has the highest number. Okay. What is the least preferred sport to watch on TV? So I look at TV. The smallest number is 0, baseball. And I gotta say, I kind of agree. Watching baseball in person is way more fun than watching it on TV. That just might be me. I don't know. I think it's more of an occasion when you gather with your friends to go to a baseball game and you have snacks and you talk. On TV, it just feels so slow. Okay, anyways, back to the math. For questions 6 through 10, we're going to use the following information. Barb is opening his own cafe. He is able to make a number of different sandwiches, but he wants to make sure that he sells sandwiches that his customers like. He notices that the most of the people around town are either young families or older couples. He surveys the people for their favorite sandwiches and gives them 4 different options, and then organizes the data by the age. Here's the marginal frequency table that he created. Now what we'd like to do for number 6 is create a relative frequency distribution. So we are going to base this on the total because it's not conditional. So our total is 114. So we are going to create a bunch of decimals by dividing the totals in each category by 114. All right, let's start. For less than 50, we have 15 out of 114 that liked BLTs, 0.132. Then we have 18 people who liked turkey out of 114. 3 who liked Cubans, the sandwich. And 20 who liked chicken sandwich. For a total of 56 people that were younger than 50 who Barb surveyed for this decimal. Okay, next, older than 50. We've got 10 that liked BLTs. And don't forget, in your calculator, this is, you do 10 divided by 114, menu 21, enter. Okay. For turkey, we have 8 out of 114. We got only 10 people who liked Cubans, the sandwich. And 30 people liked chicken sandwich. Okay, I will settle it. I think the Popeyes chicken sandwich is the bomb. And the total over 50, there was 58 people who Barb surveyed over 50. Here's that decimal. Okay, let's do the totals. Total people who liked BLTs was 25 out of a... Why isn't it? Why aren't you writing, my friend? All right, give us a second. There we go. So that's 0.219. There were a total of 26 people out of 114. Oh, that looks like an extra one. And that liked turkey sandwiches, so that's 0.228. There were 13 people who liked Cuban sandwiches, 0.114. And 50 people who liked chicken. Love chicken. And of course, there was 114 out of 114. That's our total. So that gives us a nice 1. Okay, now that we've completed the marginal relative frequency table, let's answer some questions. What is the most preferred sandwich among all customers? So I'm going to look at the total. It looks like the chicken sandwich is the most popular and had the most, the biggest total, plus it has the largest decimal. Okay, what is the most preferred sandwich at Barb's Cafe among people? So most preferred, I forgot to highlight that. Most preferred people younger than 50. So I'm going to look at the first row, and it looks like chicken is the most preferred. Chicken, chicken, chicken. Okay, number 9, what is the most preferred sandwich for older than 50? I'm looking at the middle row, and it also looks like chicken. Chicken. All right, number 10. What is the least preferred sandwich among all customers? So I look at the bottom row, and it looks like the Cuban had the least votes. Oh, I like a Cuban sandwich. It's delicious. Hey, everyone has their own tastes. Although out of the 4, I would probably choose the chicken as well, Actually, I would. All right, let's take a look at these next 3 questions. For questions 11 through 13, Liam and some other coaches are taking the junior varsity and varsity teams to a lake. He needs to rent equipment ahead of time and needs to know what type of boat the team members prefer to use. He organized the data based on the survey, if they are junior varsity or varsity. Here's the marginal frequency table. Let's complete a conditional relative frequency for each grade level given the boat. So again, it's going to be based on the boat. The boat. So we are going to only look at these totals. We are completely going to exclude the total for junior and varsity. It's just based on the boat. So for canoes, there were a total of 16 for the canoe. So that's 100% down here. Okay. Junior varsity, 10 out of 16. That's 62.5%. So don't forget, in your calculators, when you are making a fraction into a percent, we do the same thing as turning it into a decimal. So 10 divided by 16, menu 21, enter. And then we multiply by 100. That's what makes it a percent. 6 out of 16 gives us 37.5. All right, let's move on to the kayaks. I'm going to have to zoom in a little because my handwriting's not fitting in. We had 17 for kayaks, so that's 100% in that column. All right, so junior varsity, 8 out of 17. Menu 21, enter, multiply by 100, 47.1%. And there were 9 out of 17 for varsity, 52.9%. Rowboat had a total of 7, so 100% in this column. 4 out of 7 junior varsity, 57.1, and 3 out of 7 for varsity, 42.9. All right, lastly, our paddle boat. It had 9 out of 9 in the bottom here, so that's 100%. 3 out of 9 for junior varsity, that's 33.3%. And 6 out of 9 for regular varsity, that's 66.7%. Okay, beautiful. Next, we're going to, oh, thank goodness, I thought it was gonna sometimes in class it unzooms. If I zoom in too much. Okay, using the graph provided to the right, or I guess below, construct a stacked bar graph of the conditional frequency distribution. So notice our percents are going by tens, which is perfect. It goes up to 100. So if you imagine each line in between is a 5, okay? All right, let's get to it. Let's do canoe first. So we had 62.5 junior varsity. So I'm going to assume it's like right, oh, did I not select my pen? Okay, so 62 probably is right there for canoe. And for junior varsity, let's make it yellow. Okay. And then 37.5% for varsity, and the thing is, they add up to 100. So I actually know just to end each column at 100, which is very nice. Let's make it green. Okay. So each of them is going to end on top because they all add up to 100. How nice. Okay, kayaks. Junior varsity, 47.1. I'm going to assume it's like right there. It's very close to 50. And because everything ends up to 100, I know that regular varsity is going to go all the way up here. And we do have the numbers in the table above, 52.9. Okay, let's do rowboat. Gosh, I'm not good at drawing this when it's not zoomed in, but that's okay. I just want this to be on your screen, so, you know. All right, rowboat, junior varsity, 57.1, so that should be just under 60. And then, of course, varsity is 42.9, and I know it ends at the very top because they add up to 100. Promise that the answer key I have posted on Teams is way nicer looking. Okay, and lastly, paddle boat, 33.3% for junior varsity. So so 40 is up here, 35 is there, so 33 is like here-ish. And since they both add up to 100, I know that junior varsity or regular varsity is 66.7. I also know that it ends up here at 100%. We're just gonna pretend these are beautiful, okay? They're beautiful to someone. Okay, anyways. Number 13 asks us, which type of boat is most preferred by junior varsity? So I'm gonna look at this this graph, and I'm gonna look at the tallest yellow bar, and it looks like canoe is the tallest bar. All right, and for varsity, the tallest bar looks like it's the paddle boat. I like canoes. I think I would go with canoe or kayak if it was me, although I don't do anything competitive with those boats. I just like to leisurely paddle when I can. Okay, onwards to the last few questions. So here we have a table that shows the type of pizza sold at a shop one day. Okay, so we have pizza, type of pizza, veggie, cheese, sausage, and we have 3 different crusts, thin, thick, and stuffed. All right, what is the favorite overall pizza type? So pizza type is our columns. So let's see which one had the most votes. Well, it looks like, whoops, it looks like cheese had the most votes, favorite overall pizza type. Cheese. I gotta say, cheese is nice, but if you can have toppings on it, why not have toppings on it? All right, what is the favorite thin pizza type? So we're looking at the thin, so that's the first row. And the largest is here for sausage. Okay, and lastly, what is the least favorite stuffed pizza? It looks like veggie is the least favorite stuffed. Okay. Number 15, the principal surveys a random group of students in elementary level and another group in the middle school level to determine which color they would prefer to see on the walls in their hallway. That's so nice of him or her. The marginal frequency distribution shows the results of her survey. So it's a her. Based on the graph, which color should the principal choose for each grade level's hallway? All right, so elementary is this first pair of side four. It's not a pair. Whatever. Group. There we go. Group of bars, and it looks like this one here is the tallest, and that is blue. So blue for elementary. Now we look at middle school, and it looks like this one is the tallest, blue again. Well, that's nice. Maybe they can get a deal on blue paint if they buy lots of it for both schools. All right, last one. Brandeis is having a birthday party and is trying to decide which type of food to serve. She asks the people she's inviting what their favorite food is and organizes it according to the age of her guests. The marginal relative frequency distribution shows the results of her survey. By examining the graph, what type of food should Brandeis, where did Bernice come from? Brandeis have at her birthday party? Let's justify our answers. Now, it looks like this part is the biggest part for children. It goes kind of like from 30 to right there. So this is the most popular one for children. I don't know why I drew an O. What does that stand for? P for pizza. And then it looks like this one is the tallest one for adults. C for chicken. Right? Because this one goes up to 20. Ooh, actually, no, that goes up to 15. My bad. I thought I made a mistake, but I didn't. That goes from, yeah, perfect. So, I would say pizza for the children and chicken for adults. I gotta say, it's very kind of Brandeis to survey the adults. Usually, I feel like uh, they just serve what the kids like, but I would say keep the adults in mind because, they bring the children and they are the ones who are actually buying the gifts. So pizza for the children, chicken for the adults would be my conclusion based on this stacked graph. Okay? If you have any questions, make sure to ask me. Otherwise, good luck studying and have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye!